Sometimes I write stone. This poem is called The Death of College Rock, September 5th, 1985. It's for you, Eric, fellow rock podcaster person. I'm drunk on a Tuesday night at the old knitting factory and stumble into Milano's where by chance the MTV Video Music Awards is on. Drew Barrymore presents the Video Vanguard Award to REM and I'm 15 again, pogoing in the mud in Piscataway, hearing Michael Stipe sing for the first time. I wore white jeans and a Corona poncho to that gig. I cut off the jeans, chucked the poncho, and wore a Murmur shirt for months. I thought I'd outgrown band worship, but watching REM on the screen feels as if my childhood had won, as if arty kids everywhere had won. The feeling does not last. Not much later, Hootie and the Blowfish play their hit, Only Wanna Be With You. If you were to establish which songs were objectively awful, this song would be the index case against which all other objectively awful songs were compared. Hootie wears a baseball cap backwards, their Blowfish are all in cargo shorts. As they play, the audience bobs their arms like they're at a frat house. And then comes the real atrocity. After the guitar solo, the Blowfish stop strumming and raise plastic cups. We'd like to drink this to REM, Hootie says. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be a band. The crowd cheers. The cameras do not cut to the members of REM because if they did, we would have seen their looks of disgust and horror. This is the moment college rock died, in case anyone is wondering. The band plods on, cargo shorts and baseball cap, and my night ends like most nights ended back then. I stumbled outside, hazy, unchanged. All right. It looks like a lot, but they're printed really large. This poem is called October 3rd, 1995. And it's the day that I had my first HIV test. And it's also the date of another historical day, which I will reveal in this piece. October 3rd, 1995. For 2 weeks before my HIV test came back, I listened to waterfalls and only waterfalls. It seemed like the thing to do. For 2 weeks I ate Ben & Jerry's and sang along to a Discman on the streets of Manhattan. It was my Saturn return, my 13th month in a Crosby Street sublet. For 2 weeks, TLC and me stuck to the rivers and lakes we were used to, steered clear of dopey dirges from Silverchair or Bush, or shitty ditties from Hootie or Sponge, or God forbid, anything from Pearl Jam. Each night on a different bar stool I serenaded some precious stranger about the price of poetry. When the morning finally came, I wore tight jeans, shaved, and plank-walled uptown from Soho one last time, kicked broccoli florets down Broome Street one last time, chased waterfalls with 3 letters on my mind one last time. I remember thinking this would be the most elegant way to die. I remember thinking all that praying didn't help me at all. The results came on the same day as the verdict for O.J. along Broadway. I saw the jury on the TV screen inside a shop window, then Judge Ito on another screen, then sounds from windows and cabs. I saw Johnny Cochran rub O.J.'s shoulders, the relief and rolled eyes. A man from inside an Italian restaurant shouted bullshit over and over, and someone inside the Wiz said, "This is payback." 2 women in business suits sat on a Cadillac hood. A bear of a man who had drawn my blood met me again at the clinic. He was gentle and wore a yellow sweater. I remember bracing for it, and he showed me the word negative on a slip of paper. We almost hugged. He told me to stay safe. Later, I sulked over a cappuccino inside Big Cup. The world had just stopped and lost $500 million. Water's usage across the nation dropped because people didn't want to go to the bathroom to miss the verdict. And I get off scot-free. With people dying all around, I thought maybe this isn't just about me. Has anyone ever gotten a colonic?
Yep.
Okay, so I got one, or tried to get one, and it didn't work out well. And so this poem is about that. It's called The Failed Saratoga Colonic Poem. Sing, O muse of the humiliations of Daniel, son of Michael, grandson of Merlin, who brought upon himself countless ills begotten from that one time he dispatched his Honda at the appointed hour for a colonic in the Spa City, because there was no way a Catherine Harris in Albany would inspire confidence, let alone a Keister Tidy in Schenectady, or a shake of Voltaire's angry glove among the smug gentrifiers of Troy. No, to sing the redemption song in Saratoga, the token luxury, sophistication, or so Daniel's reasoning went. A China syndrome beside the raceway, a Judge Judy near the graveyard of champions, an herbal monkey claw, a budding Yaddo in the house of upset. Sing and me, O muse, of the Swedish woman who held that hose. Many were the hoses she wielded, and the men who looked like him. My God, what did he think he was doing there? Legs in the stirrups, eyes staring up at the stars, who spoke of impurities and office politics. What did he think when nothing happened? Nothing. Until, oh, smack in the middle of Cahos, and it was there that Daniel, son of Michael, grandson of Merlin, allowed the child of morning, a rosy-fingered dawn, to appear inside a Dunkin' Donuts off of exit 7. A humiliation that may only be referred to in the third person, and then to discover a Saratoga Springs parking ticket under his wiper. How had this plan shifted with a ferocious snap? How Daniel's ticket slapped against his windshield all the way home. Yeah, I'll never get a colonic again. Just have a couple more. So I used to be in a band, a couple of bad bands, and one was called Fear Itself, but it was like an REM-like band. I don't know why we call ourselves that, but that's what the name of this band is. And this is a true story. It's called The Drummer in Our Band Tells Us He's a Virgin. We're arguing over arrangements again, and Albert speaks with heavy reverb in a microphone meant for floor toms. I'm a virgin, he says, just out of the blue. Everyone stops to look at each other. The singer looks at me at the bass player looks at the lead guitarist, who looks at me, and I look at the drummer. For 3 weeks, every Tuesday, this grown man with curly hair and Hawaiian shirts has held the bottom of our hard rock combo, and now as we pick apart each other's inexorable 16-bar solos, he comes out with such a revelation that everyone turns their volumes down and sits. One night I sat through a production of Kabuki, Othello. I arrived drunk and rowdy and burped out loud when I heard this demonstrative and overblown Iago milk his lines, a minute alone just to say the word honest. My head aches just to recall our covers of the hair metal Kurt Cobain supposedly killed. I say, it's okay, Albert, honesty is the bravest form of music. The singer agrees. The bassist consummates the chord progression, shuffles his pristine white sneakers, and our virgin drummer wipes his thick glasses clean and takes it from the top with a knock of his sticks. We play the next triptych from the fake book, and my arm windmills. We're pure again. Metal will return again. We wait for silence, wait for Desdemona to die. This is called Lower Broadway Wednesdays, 1997 to 1999. There were Wednesday afternoons that always seemed to be Wednesdays, when I would walk into a public bathroom, an NYU basement on a break from work, at the film department, then Barnes & Noble or the writer's room on Astor Place, where I would go not to write but to stare at a cubicle wall and experience silence and cry uncontrollably, sound muffled in my hands, often to the point where my eyes would be bloodshot. I would walk out complaining about my contacts if anyone asked or seemed concerned. Other Wednesdays I walked to the Bed and Bath and Body Works on Lower Broadway to use the free samplers of hair gel. And there was a young guy working there who would strike up a conversation with me, never about the hair gels or trying to sell me anything, but just ask friendly questions. It's only now, years later, writing this, that I realized he might have had a crush on me. One Wednesday, while I gelled up my hair and looked in the mirror, he tried out a back massager on my shoulders. It felt good. I walked back to work feeling, and there is no other word to use here, fabulous. So I'm going to end with a South Jersey poem because I am from South Jersey. Just fight it all out. That's my wonderful sister who is an associate member. Is that right, Bob? Bob's like, I'm afraid she is. Yeah. Ass member, I think it's short.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Something happens inside, something happens in the sticker bushes the day of my first kiss. A baseball game under black clouds of smoke. This is the day of the fire at the Garden State Racetrack. It burns down as Mary Prate clocks me from the bleachers. She chases me into the clubhouse. She smells the scallion on my breath from supper. Mary consoles herself in our passion play. She plants them on me as racehorses choke off in Cherry Hill. We kissed through all of this, the day disco died, the day the beat slows down, the day the Latin casino burns down in the rain. Frank Sinatra had crooned beside that highway. Jackie Wilson clutched his heart on stage. Richard Pryor complained of a shortage of cocaine. There's this presence that holds me against its cheek. It sticks close. It surrounds me. It's the hex that tracks me down. The day after my tongue tastes Mary's, my pant leg rumples down into my sleep. I could call it a fire, but I only dream about it. I wait. I could call it a fire and trample on it, and I could sing about it. I could call it a fire and still wait for a parentless view under the sticker bushes. I will smell that burning flesh and not seek it. I will roll in the fire and fail to swell. Thank you.
Action.